Hey everyone, it's Isabel and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be tier ranking all of the TV show couples I have watched. So I'm really excited for this video. I've been planning it for a little while and I'm just so excited that I finally get to film it today. So I actually have 36 TV show couples here. So first I want to explain how I'm going to be tier ranking all of the couples here. So the first one I have is I adore them. So these are the ones that I absolutely love. I adore them. The next one is I like them. I like them. I don't love them or adore them, but I still see why they're a couple. The next one is they're okay. So these are the ones that I really don't have too many feelings for them. They're okay. They're not my favorite. They're fine. They're not the reason I'm watching the TV show, let's just say that. The next one is hate to love. These are the ones that I love, but I understand why they don't work, or they started out as a couple that I hated and then they progressively became one that I loved. And then the next one is love to hate. So this could be the opposite way. They started as a couple that I loved, and then as the series progressed, I started to hate them. Or the ones that I just love to hate. So they're a couple that I hate, but I love watching them on screen. And then the last one is I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't think they're okay. I don't think they are a great couple. I just hate them. I don't like them together. So let's just get right into the first couple.
I thought I had to protect you. You're basically the strongest woman I know. You've always protected me, Em. Ever since I met you, I knew I could count on you. So why did you always push me away? I don't know. But I'm ready to stop.
Emily and Allison from Pretty Little Liars. I really don't like them together. Like, I understand that they're like really great friends, but Allison is just so manipulative and I really didn't care for them. I'm not too sure if she redeems herself later on. I did finish the series, but I honestly can't quite remember anything from it, but I just don't really care for them as a couple. I really don't. I feel that Emily deserves a lot better, and I'm gonna be putting them in I don't like them.
Today's the day my life begins. All my life I've been just me, just a smart-mouthed kid. Today I become a man. Today I become a husband. Today I become accountable to someone other than myself. Today I become accountable to you, to our future, to all the possibilities that our marriage has to offer. Together, no matter what happens, I'll be ready. For anything. For everything.
Alec and Izzy from Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy and I have a very love and hate relationship when it comes to the relationships in the shows. Because the show has been going on for so long, the relationships don't really stay because sometimes the actors don't stay. So then their relationship's done. And so I have so many relationships on this TV show that I absolutely loved that are no more, and it's very sad. And Alex and Izzy is one of those. I really love them. I loved watching them on screen. They were so adorable. But then as the relationship progressed and when the Izzy actor Katherine Heigl, she moved out of the TV show, I started to not really care for Izzy too much. But overall, the relationship, I did enjoy watching them. I don't really adore them anymore, so I think I'm gonna put them in I like them.
Why do you like me?
What?
Why do you like me? I'm a screw-up, Andy. I'm thoughtless. I'm insecure. And for the life of me, I just can't understand why a woman like you would bother to care about me.
God, I don't know, Pacey, because you're funny and you're kind and you don't judge people. And you make me feel good about myself. And you didn't run screaming the other day from my house when you met my crazy old mother. And you're smart. I mean, I don't know where you get this whole loser complex, Pacey, because you are so smart. And you spar better with me than anyone.
Andy and Pacey from Dawson's Creek. I love them as a couple. I don't think that they would have worked in the end because Pacey definitely belonged to someone else, which I will get to later. But Andy and Pacey as a couple were very, very cute. I really, really loved seeing their progression, and just Pacey's just such a sweet boy. He's such a sweet boyfriend, and I really, really loved him. And just anyone he ends up with is just, he's so like adorable to them and just adores them, and I just love it. So anyone he ends up with, I feel like I will root for the relationship because I just love him. So I'm gonna be putting them in I like them because I really, really do. I like them as a relationship. I can see why they fell apart, but as a couple on their own, they're pretty adorable and I like them.
I think you do love me. Or you could love me. But you're just too stubborn and scared to admit it because the last time you really gave your heart to someone, it got broken. And I get that. I've been there. But somewhere along the line, you gave up on the idea that you deserve to feel this way again. But you don't see what I see, Brooke. You deserve this. So, I'm gonna try one more time. I love you. I'm in love with you. I'm so lost and completely in love with you.
Brooke and Julian. For One Tree Hill as a whole, the first 4 seasons are great. They're wonderful. I love them. After the 4th season, it started kind of going downhill, but for the season between 5 and 9, I think, one of the relationships that really helped them was Brooke and Julian. I absolutely love Julian. He's so sweet and so protective, and Brooke really deserved everything. She was such a sweet and caring person, and she never really got her happy ending until Julian came around, and I loved watching the relationship, and they were so sweet. So they are definitely going into I adore them because I freaking do. They are adorable. I love them, and Brooke deserves everything, and so she deserves Julian. So that's where they're going.
Kurt, there is a moment when you say to yourself, "Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you forever." Watching you do Blackbird this week, that was a moment for me. About you. You move me, Kurt.
Kurt and Blaine. Okay. Kurt and Blaine, I have a very, very tough relationship with because Glee really was only really good for the first season. The second season was good, the third season was okay, the fourth season was a dumpster fire, and then they just kept getting worse after that. In that essence, so did Kurt and Blaine. They just so totally lost their spark. I really started to hate Blaine in the 4th season when he cheats on Kurt, and just after that I looked at their relationship and just seen how bad it was. In the 2nd season I think they were okay, but Blaine was just so unaware of Kurt's feelings and just didn't really put them into account until he had feelings for Kurt, but then he was never really sorry for the pain he put Kurt through all those times. And then even when they were together, there were so many times where Blaine would blame Kurt for things. One of the things I absolutely hated was how hypocritical he was. I'm getting into a rant, I'm sorry, but when Sebastian comes in, Blaine is texting Sebastian all of the time. And then as soon as Kurt starts texting someone, Blaine has to sing a song about Kurt cheating on him, so then everyone in Glee goes against Kurt. So I was really mad about that. And then the almost forcing Kurt to have sex with him in the back of the car, that was really iffy. And then Blaine cheats on Kurt in season 4 and then thinks that he can come back into his life like nothing happens and propose to him in such a gaudy way where Kurt just like can't say no because then he'd end up being the asshole. So I'm definitely gonna be putting them into love to hate because I really did enjoy them in season 2, but then just after everything happened in season 4, I really started to dive into the relationship and just see how toxic it was, and I just hate them now. Like, I don't like them as a couple. I think Kurt deserves so much better.
I'm the guy for you, Brooke Davis. And I know I hurt you last time we were together, but I love you. I love you too.
So Brooke and Lucas, I really enjoyed them as they were a couple, but I could see how they just weren't working at all. Lucas was so concerned for Peyton that I don't think Brooke and Lucas would ever actually happen because Lucas always had that love for Peyton. He always had that love for Peyton. He always had that concern, so Brooke would always be suspicious. Since she already got hurt by Lucas and Peyton often already, that trust just wasn't there anymore, and I don't think they would have lasted. I did like them as a couple, but because of all the history, I know they wouldn't actually work as a couple. So I actually don't know where I want to put them. I do like them, so I think I'm gonna put them in I like them.
How did she get to you?
The Queen?
I knew this was a trick. I knew you could never care for me. Oh, yeah. You're working for her. Or is this all you? Is this you being the hero and killing the beast?
This was...
Shut up!
This means it's true.
Shut the hell up!
Why won't you believe me?
Because no one could ever love me!
So Belle and Rumple also have a very complicated relationship. Because Once Upon a Time kind of recreates all these fairy tales, Belle and Rumple are Beauty and the Beast. And so in that essence, they are kind of made for each other. But in Once Upon a Time, they have such a complicated relationship. Well, mostly like Rumple does because he's just so power hungry and that really hurts Belle a lot. So they have a very, very toxic relationship. But honestly, I adore them. I know that it's not a healthy relationship. I know that they're not very good for each other, but I still absolutely adore them. I love watching them on screen. I love seeing their relationship progress and fall apart and then get back together and then fall apart again. Like, I don't know, maybe I just like to torture myself, but I love them and I have no qualms of putting them and I adore them because I do. They're just one of my favorites.
If anybody were to ever make fun of you, you would either kick their ass or slash them with your vicious, vicious words. Yeah, I know, but I'm so afraid of what everyone will say behind my back. Still, I have to accept. And I love you. I love you, and I don't want to be with Sam, Finn, or any of those other guys. I just want you. Please say you love me back. Please. Of course I love you. I do.
So Brittany and Santana, I wasn't like invested in them like I was with Kurt and Blaine. I do like watching them, but they weren't really my favorite couples in Glee. So I think they're just gonna go in there okay.
I'm awake. See, I'm totally awake. There's hats and gifts and donuts and lingerie. Really?
I love you. You do. I do. I love you too.
Cali and Arizona, I really loved watching them on screen. They were adorable. I really enjoyed them. So I'm gonna put them in I like them. I really loved seeing their relationship.
Something this beautiful deserves to be seen on someone worthy of its beauty. I really am sorry.
So Chuck and Blair from Gossip Girl. So Chuck and Blair, they just work, even though they are not the nicest people and they have their own kind of quirks and manipulate other people. That's kind of why their relationship works. And I really love seeing as they grew together and they started to help each other and they started to build more of a stronger relationship with each other. And I really loved watching them. And I'm gonna put them in I adore them, because I do.
Most of my life, I have felt alone, even when I was with people. That was until I met you.
Hannah and Caleb are not the most memorable couple. I know I enjoyed watching them as I was watching the show, but I really don't remember much from them, and I don't really know what to say, but I know I like them, but just because I don't really remember much, I'm gonna put them in there okay.
I want your confession.
My confession. I didn't do anything. Confession about what?
Me. As soon as we're done here, I'm gonna walk away, and I'm never coming back. You'll never again have to look me in the eye and cover our connection with hostility and revulsion. You'll never have to loathe the darkest parts of yourself that care for me, in spite of all I've done. I will be gone, and you will be free. I just want you to be honest with me.
Klaus and Caroline, I know they would never work, but I absolutely loved watching them. They had such chemistry together and they were just so much fun to watch, to see them just sparring and arguing all the time and just all that sexual tension between them. It was just honestly so fun to watch, and I absolutely love them together, even though I knew they would never end up together and it was making me sad, but like I absolutely love them. But I think I'm gonna put them in hate to love, honestly. I absolutely love them, and I kind of hate that I love them because I know that they're not good for each other. I know that this is not a relationship that's healthy, and I really shouldn't be like loving a relationship that's not healthy, but I absolutely do. I love it.
I thought that it mattered what I said or where I said it. Then I realized the only thing that matters is that you make me happier than I ever thought I could be. And if you let me, I will spend the rest of my life trying to make you feel the same way. Monica, will you marry me?
Yes.
Monica and Chandler are one of my favorite couples of all time. They are so wonderful to watch on screen and just see as their relationship progresses. And honestly, Friends is one of my favorite TV shows. No, Friends is my absolute favorite TV show, and Monica and Chandler are my favorites. And every time I rewatch the series, I tear up every time Chandler proposes to Monica, and I'm just so giddy when they start getting together and they're hiding their relationship from their friends, and everything that goes on in their relationship I just absolutely adore, and I love it. They're definitely going into I adore them because I adore them so much.
You. I don't love the incubating potential of your womb. I love you. Why would I want to do something that would make you miserable?
You think I love you more when you're miserable? You think I want that? You running off to Meredith? You think I'm looking for more of that? But I think there's a way.
No!
I still get to talk. There is a way to make this work without it ruining your life or derailing your career.
I don't want a baby.
Will you have one?
Christina and Owen from Grey's Anatomy. So this relationship was one of the relationships that I absolutely loved. I loved watching them on screen. I loved as their relationship progressed. But as I watched them, I started to see that they were not very good for each other. They were good for each other in some aspects, in the way that they absolutely adored each other. They absolutely loved each other so much. But they both wanted different things that it kind of tainted their relationship to a point where they weren't good for each other anymore, and I was heartbroken. Christina Yang was very work hungry. She loved work, while Owen wanted to settle down and have a family. So those are so distinct dreams that neither of them would be happy if they ended up together. So that was so heartbreaking. But either way, I adore this couple.
I'm not here because your mom asked me to look after you.
Why are you here?
Well, because you're my friend. Because I know what it feels like to lose a mother. Because when you told me you hated me, it's pretty much the worst thing I had heard in a long time.
I think we both know I never really hated you.
Caroline and Stefan, they were not a couple that I saw coming, and when they did happen, I wasn't the biggest fan. I didn't dislike them as a couple. I just was kind of neutral about them. I really didn't care that they were together. I had just no real deep feelings. I just wasn't really invested in their relationship at all. So I think I'm just gonna put them in They're Okay.
Listen to us. This is toxic. We are in a toxic relationship, Lena. I just killed your friend, and you find someone else to blame.
You want me to blame you? Easy. Done. You screwed up, Damon. Again.
Thank you.
You put me in a position where I have to defend you. Again. Where I have to bend my morals. Again. Where I have to go against every single thing that I believe in. Again. Because I love you.
Then stop loving me.
I can't.
Damon and Elena from the Vampire Diaries. So again, a couple that's not very healthy again. I love watching Damon and Elena start to build a relationship and start to fall in love with each other. I absolutely love watching it, but I know in a way they were not good for each other, but in another way they were. I don't know if I want to put them in I adore them or I like them, because I adore them in some aspects, but then I can also see how just not right for each other they are. I think I'm gonna put them in I like them. They're a great couple, even though they have some ungreat moments in their relationship. I still really like them as a couple, and I feel like they really do work.
So you'll pick me up at 8?
You really go out with some guy you don't know?
Well, you can't be worse than the guys I do know.
And then we have Dan and Serena from Gossip Girl. In this one, I did like watching their relationship at the beginning of the series, but as the series progressed and when the series finale came, I really started not liking them as a couple. I really didn't care for Dan. I cared for him at the beginning of the series, but as he started getting into more of the drama and all that, his character started to become more corrupt, and he made some very, very unfortunate decisions in the series finale when it's revealed that Dan is Gossip Girl. I was very confused because I just couldn't see Dan being Gossip Girl. I could not believe that, because if Dan was Gossip Girl, he hurt Serena so many times that it's honestly kind of ridiculous that he could love her. So I think I'm gonna put them in love to hate.
I didn't expect to connect with you the way that I have. I never expected to feel this kind of loss over leaving you.
Arya and Ezra from Pretty Little Liars. I've never liked them as a couple. Maybe in the first scene, before it's revealed that he is actually her teacher, once he learned that, he should have cut all ties. He should have frickin' kept his penis in his pants and left her the frick alone. No matter what she did, leave her alone because she's a student. You are a teacher. You are the authority figure. You shouldn't be having sex with your student. I never liked them as a couple. Never did. And I just always felt really uncomfortable watching them on screen. And that really disturbed me. So I don't like them.
With all this talk of authors and the book, we've never discussed one fact. I was a villain.
But you're not anymore.
Neither is Regina, but she still lost a happy ending. If we're to believe the rules of the book, then it's only a matter of time before this wine.
Wait, if you're afraid of losing your happy ending, that means you found it. What is it?
Don't you know, Emma? It's you.
And then we have Emma and Hook from Once Upon a Time. Again, in the same way as like Caleb and Hannah, I really just feel indifferent to this couple. I wasn't invested in them at all. I kind of liked watching them as their relationship progressed, but I really just didn't care. So I think I'm just gonna put them in there okay. I have no real feelings for them as a couple, so they're just okay.
You have to save her.
Because it's the right thing to do.
Because she's your wife. And seeing you here and hearing about your conflicted heart, it's torture.
For that, I'm sorry. But I can't just fall back in love with Marion. Not when you're in my life.
Which is why I can't be in your life.
You're right, but that doesn't change the fact that I don't know what to do.
You need to forget about me and start thinking about her.
So Robin Hood and Regina from Once Upon a Time. For this couple, I don't really have too many feelings for Robin Hood, but I have a lot for Regina. She had such a character growth throughout Once Upon a Time. She was the evil queen at the beginning and was so gung-ho on keeping the enchanted town enchanted and not letting anything change and keeping these people under a curse. So like as the series progressed, she started to grow, started to love, and started to be part of the good guys. She finally was able to find her happy ending in Robin Hood, and I absolutely loved watching that. So I'm gonna put them in I like them.
Dear Diary, today I convinced myself it's okay to give up. Don't take risks. Stick with the status quo. No drama now is just not the time. But my reasons aren't reasons, they're excuses. All I'm doing is hiding from the truth, and the truth is that I'm scared, Stefan. I'm scared that if I let myself be happy for even one moment, that the world's just gonna come crashing down, and I don't know if I can survive that.
I have Stefan and Elena. Stefan and Elena would only be together when she was human. So after she turned into a vampire, I don't think their relationship would have really worked much. Stefan is way too protective, trying to keep the human Elena when she was a vampire, and that was really constricting her. So I don't think their relationship would have actually worked when she was a vampire, but it might have worked when she was a human. Like I liked them as a couple at the beginning, and then I started to become just more indifferent to them as a couple as the series went on, and I really just didn't care who Stefan ended up with. He was probably one of my least favorite characters out of the whole show. I would probably just put them in there okay, honestly. So the next is Alex and Isabel from Roswell. I really have no feelings for these. I really don't remember too much about this couple from when I watched it a long time ago. So I think I'm just gonna put them in there okay.
Well, that was a kiss.
I'll say.
So now what?
maybe we could...
What?
Nothing.
No. You were going to say something. What were you going to say?
Nothing. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say.
You're going to say we shouldn't have done that. That's what you're thinking, right?
Actually, Dawson, I don't have a thought in my head right now.
And then Dawson and Joey. For this couple, I was never the biggest fan, mostly because I considered Dawson and Joey to just be really great friends, just be best friends. And when they started to become more than that, it honestly just made me feel uncomfortable because they were just best friends kissing, which is similar to almost like siblings kissing, just like not as gross. I just don't like them as a couple. So that's where I'm going. I don't like them.
I'm okay.
You're okay.
Meredith and Derek, they're one of the staple couples from Grey's Anatomy. They really worked together. They were so well for each other and they just worked. They were probably one of the most perfect relationships on the Grey's Anatomy. They did have their problems, they did have their fights and all that, but they're probably one of the most healthy relationships out of all of them, and I really liked watching them, so that's where they're going.
It's not safe. I mean, for you and me too. It's not safe.
I don't care.
Liz, I really wish that this could be something, more. But it can't. Just
Max and Liz from Roswell were always kind of awkward. They always had like an awkward kind of feel to them whenever they interacted, and honestly it just made me feel weird. Like I really felt uncomfortable watching them on screen just because they seemed to be so stiff and uncomfortable when they're on screen. So honestly I just didn't see any chemistry between them. I didn't see any love or anything between them at all. Like it just felt awkward. So honestly, I just don't like them.
You know, now I know why Isabel left. You're obviously the last person to be around in a crisis.
We were told to sit here and wait until they come back. All right, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not the one freaking out. You're freaking out.
I am not freaking out.
You keep pouring sugar from one container to the other and then back again. Quit it. It's driving me insane.
I wish you would say something.
Say what? What do you want me to say?
I don't know what. Just say something, to make me feel calm, to make me feel like it's going to be all right.
Maybe it's not going to be all right.
Thanks, that helps a ton.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know.
Shut up, then!
I hate you.
Ditto!
All I ask of you is just to try to make me feel better. Be a guy or whatever. Forget it. I am obviously trying to bark up the wrong tree.
Then we have Michael and Maria from Roswell, which is totally a flip on Max and Liz because I absolutely adored watching this couple. They were so cute and I love their banter and their arguments, and just watching them on screen, they had such chemistry and I absolutely loved it. Like I had so much fun watching them on screen. So this couple is definitely going in. I adore them.
I really don't trust people. But I trust you. And I want to make this work, no matter what. And if we ever get down from here, maybe we can talk about it.
Oh, well, who knows when that'll be.
Please don't say that.
Look, maybe you just need something to take your mind off.
Oh,
50 feet in the air. How do you expect me to possibly?
Then we have Ryan and Marissa from the OC. I did like them, but I didn't have too much feelings for them. If you've watched the OC, you know what happens to Marissa, so their relationship never really progresses. I did like watching them on screen, but at the same time, they didn't really make an impact on me. I really have nothing else to say about them. They were okay, so that's where they're going.
Being around you, I don't want to be that guy anymore.
Who do you want to be, Nathan?
I want to be somebody who's good enough to be seen with you.
You should have thought of that last night. You know, I keep putting myself out there and you keep blowing it. And it's probably a good thing because at this point, there's nothing that you can say or do that's going to surprise me.
Everybody waits for you.
Sit back. I shouldn't have done that.
Haley and Nathan from One Tree Hill, and this couple are like one of the best couples in any of the drama TV shows I have ever watched. They're my #1 because they really worked the relationship, but they had such chemistry, they had such passion and such love for each other, and Nathan was so protective and Haley was so protective, and they just were so adorable together, and I love watching them and seeing as the relationship progressed, and so they're definitely going and I adore them.
Well, because you told me 6 months ago. You were wearing that blue sweater, the snowflakes that you have. You were walking down the hallways at school. I was annoying you as per usual. I said, look, Basie, I just found my mother's bracelet this morning, so why don't you cut me some slack?
Remember that?
And then we have Pacey and Joey from Dawson's Creek. Pacey and Joey are my absolute favorite couple in Dawson's Creek. I love them. I love Pacey. Pacey is just my favorite character, and he was just such a sweet little boy, and he was just amazing, and I love watching as his relationships progress with Joey because they were just so sweet together, and I love them, and they just really worked. They had such chemistry, you know? They just worked, and they were just my favorite, and I love them. So they're going and I adore them.
It's you.
What?
When all my dreams come true, the one I want next to me. It's you. It's you, babe.
To call for answer, to lean on, would it be good?
And for Lucas and Peyton, I like them as a couple. I really sometimes didn't like how their relationships came out sometimes, with how they hurt Brooke so many times, how back and forth they were all the time, just how much drama their relationship created throughout the whole series. Like, if they just got together at the beginning and just stayed together, all that drama wouldn't have happened. So I think I'm gonna put them in I like them.
When I was growing up, I didn't have a normal mom and dad or a regular family like everybody else. And I always knew that something was missing. But now I'm standing here today knowing that I have everything I'm ever gonna need. You are my family.
Baby, you are so beautiful. You're so kind, you're so generous. You're so wonderfully weird. Every day with you is an adventure. I can't believe how lucky I am. And I can't wait to share my life with you forever.
So for Phoebe and Mike, I really love watching them on screen. Every time their relationship starts, when I'm rewatching the TV show, I absolutely love watching their relationship progress, and I just really love that Phoebe gets her happy ending in here and that she's able to find someone. So honestly, I like them.
this thing ends. I don't know how or when. I don't care where you're living or what dope you're shacked up with. You're my girlfriend. We are endgame. I know that. And you know that.
And then we have Finn and Rachel from Glee. Now Finn and Rachel, I sometimes didn't like them as characters individually, but when they were a couple, they really did work. Like they were definitely made for each other, and they were definitely endgame. Considering what happened to the actor of Finn, it's actually very sad discussing this couple, because in the overall scheme of the show, Finn and Rachel were meant to end up together, but with the fact that the actor passed away, the writers couldn't end them together. But I still really like them, and I think they really worked.
Together with you. We are so over.
Fine by me.
Oh, and hey, those little spelling tips will come in handy when you're at home on Saturday nights playing Scrabble with Monica. Hey. Sorry. I just feel bad about all that sleep you're gonna miss wishing you were with me.
Oh, no. Don't you worry about me falling asleep. I still have your letter.
And hey, just so you know, it's not that common. It doesn't happen to every guy, and it is a big deal.
So Rachel and Ross are a dumpster fire kind of relationship. Like they go from loving each other to hating each other to being friends to not being friends to being together to not being together so many times throughout the whole series. And it's honestly pretty much just like whiplash when I'm watching this, because it's just like so back and forth all the time. And one of the complications in their relationship is Ross, because Ross always has to be right, or Ross always has to have the final say. There's a point where you have to really consider that Ross is not the nicest guy. He has his good intentions, he does, I know that, but there's a point where he just seems like so entitled that I really feel like Rachel could do so much better than Ross. But honestly, throughout the show, I love to watch them as their relationship builds up and then falls apart and then builds up and then falls apart and then builds up. Like, it's just fun to watch, it's fascinating, and I absolutely hate to love their relationship because I love their relationship so much.
I told you I'd find you. No matter what you do, I will always find you.
Is this the only way you can catch a woman? By entrapping her?
It's the only way to catch thieving scum.
Aren't you a real Prince Charming?
I have a name, you know.
Don't care. Charming suits you. Now cut me down, Charming.
And the next one, Snow White and Prince Charming from Once Upon a Time. For this couple, I really don't have too much thoughts on it. I feel like season 1 was probably the best one for the relationship, but honestly, once they get back together, it's just a bunch of drama that surrounded them, and I don't really feel too connected to their couple, and I don't really have too many feelings for them. Like, I know so many people love their relationship, but I never really felt that connection to them, so I think I'm just gonna put them in there, okay?
It's not like now that me and Anna broke up, I'm now choosing you, okay? Because the whole reason that we broke up is because for me, it's always been you, Summer. It's always been you. And I've tried to fight it, and I've tried to deny it, and I can't do it. You're undeniable.
And then we have Seth and Summer. This couple was probably one of my favorites. This couple was so fun to watch. I absolutely love them, mostly because Summer is just such a sweet girl. Like, she's so innocent, but she's also so feisty and so argumentative. And then Seth is just so nerdy and so self-conscious, but also so confident in some aspects, and they just work together. Like, they work so well, and I love watching their relationship progress and just love watching them on screen, and they're just adorable. So yeah, I adore them.
I'm sorry this was a bust.
honest.
It wasn't a complete wash. To be honest, it was really fun to kick your ass at Scrabble.
I was not expecting that.
Me neither.
Spencer and Toby are probably my favorite couples in Pretty Little Liars. I really loved watching them as the show was going on, and I really did enjoy them, but I could see how kind of toxic they were to each other in some aspects. They were constantly lying to each other, but they also worked so well together when they were chasing a similar goal. So like, I really loved watching them. And at the beginning, I kind of didn't really care for them as a couple. Like, I really loved seeing their chemistry together, but I wasn't the biggest fan of them being a couple. But as the series progressed, I started to really love them as a couple, and honestly I think I'd put them in hate to love. Alright, so that's the end of my tier ranking. I am so glad I was able to finally do this and talk to you guys about this, because I have so many TV shows that I've watched, and I've had so many couples that I've come across that I absolutely fell in love with, or that I started to hate, or any of that kind of stuff. So I'm glad I was able to discuss with you guys about that. Comment down below your thoughts on any of these couples. Which ones were your favorite? Which couples were not your favorite? Which ones do you agree with me on? Which ones do you not agree with me on? Let me know down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to discuss more about TV shows, movies, or books. Subscribe down below and hit the notification bell so you know whenever I post another video. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!